Welcome to the midlife crisis. Forgive the beard being all over the place. It's early. I gotta go to work early. I'm tired. But anyway, something important came across my mind that I wanted to kind of just touch on. This might be all over the place, but it is what it is. TV is a motherfucker. Like, TV is a crazy thing, because immediately when you see somebody on the television, you tend to exalt this person. You tend to hold this person in a higher regard than anybody else. I guess in the generation before mine, it was radio. I guess in the generation after mine, it's your phone screen. But it's a motherfucker. Why do I say that? Because we tend to think that there's something different about those people that are on the radio, on the TV, on your phone screen. We automatically think that if they're on these screens, then they have to be some sort of a celebrity. And we worship celebrities in this country. But why is that an issue? Why am I bringing it up? I bring it up because what most of us don't realize is that there's really no difference in between us and those people on TV. And we tend to put so much stuff on them. We tend to exalt them so much that we see a difference in between them and ourselves. And a good friend of mine once said to me that you and Beyonce have the same 24 hours in a day. And that stuck with me because he's right. Like, Beyonce is a human being. Jay-Z is a human being. Barack Obama is a human being. President Trump is a human being. What are they doing when they get up with their 24 hours that I'm not? What happened to put them in the positions that they're in? Or what did they do to put them in the positions that they're in that I didn't do? And it's a very sobering thought, because we all have the same 24 hours. It's just how we choose to use them. Why is this coming up? I was watching a clip on YouTube about David Banner and a comedian that he favors named Ali Sadiq. And Ali Sadiq happens to be Muslim, and he and David Banner started having a real conversation. When I say a real conversation, like, it wasn't just a conversation about celebrity, who's got the most money, or fashion trends and things like that. They started talking about, real issues, world issues and things of that nature. And it came up in the conversation that David Banner and Ali Sadiq aren't like these other people. And what they need to stop doing is stop trying to be cool with the masses. Stop trying to be cool with everybody around, and start hanging with themselves, and start exalting those people that are like them around them. He brought up the example of the mafia. He said the mafia used to have their own stores and own clubs and things of that nature, and he was like, they didn't do that just so they could sell drugs or participate in their own nefarious activities. He said they did that so that they could hang around their own people, so that they could talk freely the way that they wanted to talk, being in that mafia lifestyle, being cut of that cloth. And he said what they did then is they would hire the youth in the neighborhood so they could bring them up in that culture. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with mafia culture. I'm not saying that I'm a Muslim. I'm not. I'm respective of everybody's, faith, however they choose to find it. And whatever profession that you choose, whether it be legal or illegal, it's your own choice. But the essence of that is being able to recognize your values, being able to recognize those things that are important to you, those things that you stand for, your core values, and being able to represent those, to celebrate those, and to demonstrate those, not only for yourself, but for your family and for those people surrounding you. And if it's not the popular trend, if it's not the thing that everybody is into, if it's not, what's trending right now on TikTok or X, it's okay. And you need to find more people who are like-minded, more people who are cut of the same cloth as you are, so that you all can talk freely about the things that you want to talk about, and then, you know, incorporate the youth. Now, that sounds like some real cultist type shit. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, not on that level, because I'm sure people do that right now, and you got, you know, worshipers of Satan donkeys running around at some stupid shit. I did just say I was respectful of everybody's faiths. Now I'm making fun of Satan donkeys. I don't know if that's a real thing, so that's why I can make fun of it. But what I'm saying is on a positive note, and why I brought up celebrity in the first place. Like, we spend so much time trying to fit in. We spend so much time saying out loud that we want to be individualistic, but then following the crowd. We spend so much time saying that I've got my own style, but then your style is a direct replica of someone else's style. And why are we following these styles? Why are we patterning ourselves after these people? Is it because they're representing something good? Is it because they're representing something wholesome and righteous and something that's actually going to aid us and help us in the future, regardless of what that may be? No, it's not because of that. It's because this is what somebody said was cool, and we want that recognition as also being cool, so that's what we do. And we need to stop that. I think back to history. When you think of people like Malcolm X, when you think of people like Muhammad Ali, when you think of people like Martin Luther King, when you think of people like Rosa Parks, and I'm sorry to throw up the stereotypical black figures or whatever, but when you think about all of these individuals and the many more, these people weren't born into money. These people weren't families that have been in politics or been royalty or anything like that for any extended period of time, if at all. These were 20-something-year-olds, 30-something-year-olds that saw something wrong, that saw something that they didn't like about society, that saw something that they needed to stand up against. That was a Ducati. Saw something that they needed to stand up against, and they just stood up. And they got the notoriety that they got. They got on the radio. They got on the TV. They get on our screens because they stood up. It wasn't because they were following the trend. They set the trend. And they didn't get up because they wanted to be trendsetters. They got up because it was something that they just believed in. And they kept it going. And that's something that I believe that by and large we've lost. Like, we've lost touch with all of that. We wait so long and so much to see or to hear a cue from someone else to give us the signal that it's okay for us to stand up at this moment. We wait so long for somebody to tell us it's all right, you know, walk down this line or go through this door, and now you'll be fine, you'll be okay. We got to stop that. We have to be able to look in the mirror, I said it once before, to recognize who we are and what our talents are, how we're best suited to do any of the things that we're supposed to be doing, and then do them. And we're going to get ridiculed, we're going to get made fun of, people are going to say that we're not doing it the right way and that it doesn't make sense. Okay, cool, that's going to happen. But that's okay, because there's somebody else out there that's doing something similar. There's somebody else out there that's blazing a trail that no one else is blazing, and you can find that person, and you can talk with that person, you can converse with that person, and find some things out from that individual that may help you on your own journey, and it may make you both stronger. Steel sharpens steel. We need to get back to that. We need to get out of this I worship you because you're on my screen type of mentality. We need to get out of this, you know, celebrity worshiping type of identity, and get back to recognizing our own strengths and maximizing those and promoting those and feeling good about those. We need to get back to that point in our lives, because I think once we do that, not only will we strengthen ourselves, but we'll strengthen the families that are close to us, we'll strengthen the friends that are close to us, and by osmosis maybe, we'll start strengthening our community again. We'll stop following. We'll stop being such sheep and following what the masses are telling us to follow. And we'll start or restart blazing our own trail again.